By the time you build it in a year or two, that solution is potentially irrelevant.
Tell me a bit more about your company and what are the gaps you're seeing in the market and how you're trying to fill those gaps.
We're a dual headquartered wealth management platform across both the US and in Singapore. We have two kind of main segments of clients that we serve. The first one is directly to consumers, where we offer a wealth platform and an AI platform directly to individuals. And we also have a B2B business where we offer wealth as a service as well as our AI capabilities for banks as well. So on the direct to consumer side, the goal was really to kind of democratize what was traditionally only available to the ultra wealthy, and using technology to make that a lot more available and scalable, more cost efficient. On the B2B side, we've gone live with two. So we've gone live with a bank in the UAE who has gone into wealth management entirely powered by Arta. And then in Singapore, Income Insurance, their financial advisory firm has white labeled our entire platform for their high net worth clients. And the gap that we really saw there was a lot of these kind of consumer and digital banks were looking to go into wealth management, but they wanted to do so in a very digital, cost-effective way. And for us, we enabled them to do that in a couple of months instead of taking 1 or 2 years to build it out.
What would you say is unique about your platform?
We are purpose-built for financial services, and we're building a wealth platform, an AI platform just for financial services. So we think about this on a day-to-day basis. We're highly specialized. And in today's day and age, being highly specialized is an advantage because speed to market is so important. So if you think about a bank that wants to offer AI capabilities or even digital wealth, right? Their options are build versus buy. So you can spend the next 1 to 2 years building it out yourself, but with the speed that AI is moving, but by the time you build it in a year or two, that solution is potentially irrelevant. The difference with us is that you can roll it out immediately, and it's something that is ready for the market.
There are some reports saying that Singapore has significantly more financial wealth sitting in cash as opposed to North America. So what's the opportunity cost there? And
about 39% of financial wealth in Singapore is held in cash. If you look at that same number in North America, it's at 14%. So the disparity is huge. And I think one big reason for that is often the lack of education, the lack of financial education. And so a lot of people are not understanding the importance of investing, especially with the rate that inflation is growing. They need to understand that if you're keeping your money in cash, every single year it's losing in value.
what are some of the conflicts of interest that high net worth clients in Singapore should be aware of when it comes to working with traditional private banking?
So if you look at how traditional fee structures have worked, oftentimes your relationship manager might be disincentivized because they might earn more from selling you certain funds and getting trailer fees or kickbacks from selling you Fund A versus Fund B. Fund A might not necessarily be the right one for you and your risk profile and investment timeline. So that kind of misalignment in incentives is something that I think more and more people are becoming aware of, also because there are a number of digital platforms that have done the opposite, which is not take any trailer fees, not take any kickbacks. For us, for example, all of our funds, we always choose the institutional share class. So our clients get the lowest fee possible, and we charge our fees separately. So it's transparent. We don't take anything from the fund managers. I do think there's a lot more to be done. If you look at governments overseas, they've actually mandated that you can't take trailers or kickbacks. There has been steps at kind of revisiting how the fee structure is set up in Singapore, and a big part of helping with that push is the advent of a lot of these digital platforms that have done things a very different way.
You kind of, understand what the younger generation of consumers are looking at when it comes to wealth management. Could you talk a bit more about that?
The next generation of investors are looking to have a lot more control. We have taken a very conscious decision of how we want to make the platform available for this new generation of consumers, where if you don't want to speak to anyone on the Arta platform, you can actually onboard, invest entirely digitally. You don't have to speak to someone. But if at any point in time you want to speak to a private markets expert or a structured products expert or an investment advisor, you can set up a call with one of us. And oftentimes the interactions with these experts tend to be quite quick. It's very straightforward. They get their answer and they're good to go.
What are some of the changes you think that the industry needs to be looking at for us to be prepared for the future of finance?
Overall, as an industry, we should continue to work towards advancing and being at the forefront of AI regulation, AI guidelines, not becoming complacent just because we are already ahead. I think continuing to invest in making Singapore an AI hub and knowing what our competitive advantage is, right? We are a very, very tiny nation, but we're a very talented nation that is at the forward of AI thinking. how can we not just rely on legacy systems and do things as they have been, but how can we push the boundaries and become the best global wealth hub in the world?
So what is next for your company then?
For us, we are very excited about the opportunities to partner with a whole suite of banks. And then going forward, how can we scale our impact by partnering with banks globally? So that means, whether it's in the Middle East, in Europe, in the US, in Asia, how can we scale our impact by leveraging the brand, the trust a bank has in the local market, but taking a lot of our AI and our technology capabilities to make investing in wealth a lot more accessible to more people.